Spending time in the arcades as a kid, I got to experience a lot of different arcade games. But there's one game that seems so terrifying, so scary, and had such a reputation that I would never go near it. And that game is Sinistar. Before we get started, let's cover a little of the history. Sinistar was developed and manufactured by Williams Electronics in 1983. The game is known for being incredibly difficult, and while in modern times we might not consider it scary or terrifying, in 1983, voice speech in games was still relatively new. So you can imagine the reaction of someone in the arcade back in the day when they heard, "Beware, I live," as Sinistar came to life. The game came in two variants, a sit-down cockpit that featured stereo sound and a stand-up version. The controls are unique as it features an optical 49-way joystick for variable speed control as you fly through space at breakneck speeds. So why am I talking about this? Because with the help of Arcade Eric, I got one. I am Sinistar.
Okay, so how do you actually play Sinistar? Well, when you start off, you have 0 Cinnabons, and you need Cinnabons in order to destroy Sinistar. And there's these red ships called workers. Now, those workers are trying to construct Sinistar to basically destroy you. Now, the workers can't actually do any harm to you, but they'll bounce you out of the way from sort of collecting these crystals. And to collect a crystal, you got to hit these planetoids, and you'll see, like, you don't want to hit them too hard because they'll explode, but you'll see little crystals come out of them. See, there's one right there, and the worker got it before me. So it's really a race to get these really quick, mine all these crystals so that you can have enough of them to destroy Sinistar. Now, the other thing is you've got these warrior ships. Now, they will hurt you, so you want to be sure to destroy a warrior ship if it's coming toward you. But I'm at a race right now because they're trying to construct Sinistar as I'm basically trying to mine crystals in order to destroy Sinistar. And you can see your crystals up here on the top of the screen. So you can see I don't have enough at the moment. So let's see, I'll get a couple more. Now, see, I did that wrong. I actually just shot it too much, and you'll destroy the planetoid if you do that. But Sinistar's alive right now, and I died. But you'll see, I only have 9 and I need 13. I have 9 Cinnabombs and Sinistar has 13 pieces. So see, I'll show you. All right. Oh, see, as I shoot bombs at him, pieces of him get chopped off, but he killed me. So that is the goal of it. It's really that simple, but you have to be really, really fast. You have to do things quickly. So you got to get to these planetoids and get as many. Oh, he killed me. Now I'm screwed because I don't have enough. So it's really hard once you keep going. I have the difficulty on normal. It's not on easy. But yeah, that's basically how you play the game.
Something that fascinates me is the hardware it takes to run games like this. Sinistar took a CPU board, a ROM board, an interface board, a soundboard, and a speech board. But remember, this was 1983.
What's really cool about my cabinet is it's running the original hardware. Now, should this hardware fail and be non-repairable, what options do I have to keep this game up and running? Well, there's the J-Rock Williams board, which does have Sinistar on it, which that's an option. And then there's also the Mr. project. This is the MAYFLASH board on top of a DE10 Nano. This project's really cool. However, most of the cores on this work really well, but it seems like there's a problem with the current Sinistar core. It seems to run too fast. I hear the audio, it seems a little too fast. Now, it's also vertical only as the game is, but there is a horizontal version of the ROM, and I think it would really be cool if MAYFLASH could incorporate that version as well. But anyway, there are options, and there are FPGA options. What's great about that is, imagine you've got all this original hardware. They recreate the logic of this original hardware and they emulate it on a piece of hardware. So the hardware, for all intensive purposes, thinks that it's running on the original PCB, down to every last component, which is great. So in theory, if it's done right, it should actually be indistinguishable from the original hardware. I do think that's probably going to be the way of the future, but obviously, if you can keep an original PCB up and running, definitely do that.
If you're looking for a way to experience Sinistar without an arcade cabinet, there's Williams' Greatest Hits on the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis. There's also a version available on the Game Boy Advance. So if you have an analog pocket, that might be cool. The PlayStation 2 and Xbox, the PSP, the PS3 and Xbox 360, as many other ones as well. Now there was this modern version of the game also created for Windows. Now this footage was courtesy of PATMANQC, so definitely go check out his channel. He has a great history of Sinistar video as well, so definitely check that out too. If you're super jonesing to play Sinistar and you can't fork up the money for an arcade cabinet, there is an arcade one-up product called the PARTYCADE, which actually includes Sinistar. It has Defender, Gauntlet. You can see it has a lot of great games, including Sinistar. There's one other way you can play it. Again, if you wanted to play it on an arcade cabinet, there's the Mortal Kombat head-to-head arcade table from Arcade 1UP, and it actually includes Sinistar as well, and I was really surprised by that. So there are some alternative ways to play it if you must play it on an arcade cabinet.
All right, guys, before we wrap things up, I just want to throw a little caveat on these Arcade 1UP options to experience Sinistar. If that's the way you want to go, just know they use 8-way joysticks. So because of that, your sensitivity is a little off and it doesn't play as well as an original with a 49-way joystick on it, obviously. I did find a little bit of a workaround for that. You can buy this MAYFLASH adapter and put it into X input. This will greatly improve the compatibility of the different controllers you can put on the PARTYCADE. And I use this Hyperkin controller right here, and I noticed with an analog stick, it plays a lot more accurate than it would with the joystick that's on it. However, there's a great games lineup on this PARTYCADE. Defender happens to be the signature title, and it actually has a Defender control layout. It plays Defender actually exceptionally well. So anyways, just want to throw that caveat out there. I would urge you to go to your local barcade or anywhere you might find an original Sinistar. You'll absolutely love the game. It's amazing. And hopefully that little 2 seconds I gave you of how to play it helps. But yeah, that's it. This is the last video of 2021, so I hope everyone has a great rest of the year, a great Christmas, and I appreciate all your support of the channel this year. We've had an amazing year of arcade pickups. I got games I never would have thought I would have had access to, so hopefully 2022 is as fruitful when it comes to arcade game pickups. But that's it, guys. Give me a thumbs up, consider subscribing to the channel if you enjoy the content, put your comments below, I want to hear from you, and that's it for now. We will see you on the next one.